3 weeks, I know. This is the longest hiatus I've ever had, and believe it or not, it wasn't, well, it was kind of by choice, but it really wasn't by choice why I disappeared for a little bit. But we will get all into that, but it's been 3 weeks, and all I gotta say is, welcome back to the Honestly Lazy Show. Let's take a swig to celebrate.
The Honestly Lazy Podcast.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Stick coming back at you with yet another episode of the Honestly Lazy Podcast. I hope you're all having a good week, or had a good week. I've been gone for a bit. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking I disappeared like I disappeared for a year. That was not the case, and I'm so sorry that I've been gone for so long. I will say I've drank enough fucking beer that you think I'd be done and be like, oh, I need a couple weeks off. But, I'm still feeling a little sippy poo after a long day of work. But, we'll talk about everything I did over the past 3 weeks. But before we get into that, if you're listening to this on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. We're at 69. Nice. I want to get up to 100 by the end of the year. The fact that I got to 69, nice. I thought we're getting so much closer. We're going to be at 70, then 80, then 90, then 100, and then then that's good. That means I hit 100 doing podcasting, which is badass. Throughout the 3 weeks, people have been asking me where I've been and like why I haven't been uploading. So people have been. Thank you very much. It makes me feel welcome to be a podcaster when you guys are hounding me all the goddamn time. Like, why haven't you been uploading and shit? I get it. But, shit happens. Life gets busy and gets in the way. So, if you follow me on YouTube. Try to get 200 subscribers. Follow me on Spotify. I don't even know how many followers. I forget how to check how many followers I actually got on Spotify. I've never really looked into it, honestly, but I'm kind of curious to see where I am for followers. I've watched people literally go on their phone and show me that they're following me right away and shit, which is kind of cool, but I honestly don't know how many I got. But the views have been going up on Spotify. People have been listening a lot more on there, which is pretty badass. That B. Warren's interview. Whoa, that's what I accidentally did. Whoops, I turned up the wrong thing. Sorry about that. That B. Warren's interview got a lot of views, and we'll actually get into his wedding. Because that was the first reason why I was gone and out of your lives for a week, was because I was busy as shit helping out. Well, not really helping out, just busy getting the wedding stuff ready. It's been 3 weeks. I'm starting to wonder if I've actually been off for 3 weeks. I'm just saying I've been off for 3 weeks. I don't fucking know. It could have been only 2. No, I think it was 3. Yeah. So what happened was the weekend of my buddy Brandon's wedding is the week that I usually take off. My schedule is usually I do 2 weeks on recording and uploading to YouTube, and I take a week off to relax, have drinks, and like get back into my social life. I mean, in 3 weeks, I haven't even fucking skated, so don't even think like, oh, I just didn't want to upload and shit. I have just been that fucking busy with shit. So, my buddy B. Warrens, who was on the show, his fucking wedding was the first reason why I didn't upload. Just getting that shit all kinds of ready. I was a groomsman for it. The week building up to it, I wasn't too nervous. My girlfriend fucking 100% was like shitting herself every single day. She was so stressed out, and I don't know, it was just one of those things, like she wasn't even the maid of honor, and she was really stressed, but the maid of honor ended up getting sick, so she thought she was going to have to be it. Luckily, the actual maid of honor came and had a good time, but my girlfriend was actually asked to do a speech, which to me was very, very funny to see. I was like, haha, you gotta do a speech and all that shit. And like literally karma instantly kicked me in the ass because I said, haha, you gotta do a speech and I don't. But then the groomsman, the best man for the groomsman, was like, I will faint if I go up and do a speech, which made the bride go to my girlfriend and say, by the way, Justin's doing a speech now. Me. And I'm like, why do I gotta do a speech? And I fucking did one speech at my brother's wedding. I did one speech and that apparently everybody loved. And now it's just like, yeah, I always got to do speeches now. It fucking sucks. So, had to do speech. And, so it didn't help on my girlfriend's side, you know, she's trying to make this like the cute, like, you know how girls are, you know, you're my best friend, you know, we've done so much together, and they talk about how they met and shit. I was like, oh shit, I don't really know what to say. And everyone's like, oh, you'll be fine and shit, you did great at your brother's wedding. The difference between this wedding and my brother's wedding is that's my fucking brother that I've grown up with for 27 years of my life. I know a lot more about him, and I know the crowd a lot better, because it's like my family and, you know, my sister-in-law's family. But mostly, if I got my family laughing, it'd be A-okay. I'm going into a straight-up fucking crowd where I'm like, oh, shit. Like, when I do the whole thing of public speaking, it doesn't freak me out anymore. I did a poetry read when I was 16. I think I talked about this before. But I did a poetry read at 16 in front of 70 poets of Toronto. And, shit in my pants, but pretty much after doing that, like, I don't really care to talk to people. Like, when it came to this wedding, I was like, oh shit, I gotta fucking do a speech in front of a crowd that I don't really know. But the way I also kind of looked at it is I won't see any of these people probably ever again, besides the bridesmaids and the groomsmen and, like, you know, a couple family members from both sides of the family, because, well, Brandon and Courtney do have a kid, and they're usually there when I pull up. But, yeah, so, like, I was kind of like, oh, fuck, I'm going into, you know, like, I was just kind of like, oh, fuck, I don't know what to really say. My girlfriend's, like, literally writing, like, all night, the night before, losing sleep. And she lost even more sleep when she was like, here's some cue cards, write some shit down. And I said, oh no, I'm just going to bullshit it. And, like, if you know me outside of this, like, podcast shit, I'm pretty much the same person, but I don't think before I talk a lot. And I've gotten in a lot of trouble by not thinking before I talk. And this is one of those things where my girlfriend's like, you really need to think before you talk. And, like, she's 100% right. But I was like, well, I'm going to speak from the heart. And I'm going to have a few beers before I do it. So the heart's going to be kind of funny. Because when it comes to public speaking, I try to be a little bit funny. And that just fucking terrified my girlfriend. But I gave her a speech. I gave her a line for her speech. And I knew this would work tremendously good on my half of my speech, because she was going first. So she was talking about how she met her bride, or the bride in university, and, you know, their lunches, hanging out at lunch together, ended up going across the world to Africa, because they went to Africa together for a program where, like, you know, like, they're supply teachers. So, you know, they went there to kind of, like, teach, and I'm not really sure what they did over there, but I heard some stories about it. All I know is that my girlfriend got ringworm in her foot at one point, which she gets all these shots for Africa and still gets ringworm. But that's besides the fact. So I gave her this line purposely because I was like, I got a little funny line if she says it. So she said it. I was like, okay, my speech is going to start off kind of good. And I was like, well, I met Brandon working at the Tim Hortons there and on the side of the 401. And then I said, me and Brandon didn't hit or end up across the world to Africa, but we hit every bar in our hometown that we could while they were in Africa. And I got a laugh. And after that, I don't remember much of what I said. I kind of zone out when I'm improvising. Like, I zone out sometimes while I'm recording this. And I just wait for the comments just in case I offend somebody. So, like, good thing. We're at, like, 62 episodes, I think. And I haven't really offended anybody yet. I got a few texts from, like, people. And, you know, the bride was pretty pissed when I was chirping her with her fucking husband right next to me. But I kind of zoned out while I was doing the speech. And all I know is that I said Courtney wasn't impressed with me when she first met me, which she wasn't, because I tripped a bartender. That was Courtney. I've talked about that in very old episodes of this podcast. I tripped a bartender, and first time I met her because he was pissing me off. I made fun of his fucking Drake haircut. Didn't think that through. And she's literally told me before, yeah, I never thought I'd ever see you again. But luckily, Brandon and I have always been kind of close. And unfortunately for Courtney, she's kind of made me, I've been kind of around. But it's good because she started to like me. But fun fact, what I've learned about Courtney, I thought she was trying to set me up with now my girlfriend. She was trying to set my girlfriend up with another guy. And my girlfriend just saw me and said, I was like, yo, he's got that fucking beautiful ginger beard and I just want it. So, thanks to Courtney for giving me her, I guess. I guess. Even though your plan failed, but I got her and now we live closer to you. So, yeah. So thank you for that. Thank you for a good night, actually, to Brandon and Courtney. It was a beautiful night. I danced my ass off. My girlfriend was like, you dance so weird. And one of her friends who's a dancing instructor said I had great moves. So my girlfriend obviously has bad taste when it comes to dancing because the dancing instructor said I had good moves. And when the dancing instructor asked me where I learned my moves, my drunk ass said I learned them all drunk, which I did, but I probably shouldn't have said that the first time meeting one of her old college friends. So like that, yeah. Pretty much the wedding was the first week of why I didn't upload. Like, it was my week off. And I didn't want to upload. It was like my week off, and I was just kind of like, fuck it. Second week, why I didn't upload. Mosport was there. Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. The Pintys series, the last weekend of the summer. Pretty much the big shebang where like a huge crew of us go up to Mosport together. And we just fucking full sender. We have a lot of fun and all that. And believe it or not, it's a lot of shit throughout the week that you gotta do, especially when your girlfriend is out of town and she's like the organized one, and you're sitting there like, fuck, now I gotta get this. Like, I have to get the groceries. Ooh, I have to get the car all packed up. And the most important thing is I can't fucking forget anything because she'll be very mad at me. So Mosport is just a shit show before, like, the week before you even go up there, which turned into I have no time to upload or even film because I was too busy trying to get everything ready for Mosport, and that turned into also another very good, fun, long weekend for me. I booked off the Thursday, I booked off the Friday, and I booked off the Tuesday right after. Good thing I fucking did that because my brain was not working at all on Tuesday. But what an amazing weekend, like, it wasn't packed, and a lot of people were saying this place is overpriced now and shit like that, but for me, I had the crew that I haven't seen since 2019 at the truck races, and they all came out. I met some new people, and it turned out to be one of the most fun weekends I've ever had, and the racing was actually really, really good. We had a car go by with its back, like, right where the back tire is. That whole fender came flying off his car and almost hit us, but we got the back end of a Pintys car, and a kid went down, actually got signed and got pictures with the race car driver. It was a good weekend, and it was a very good way to say salute to the summer, and that was a lot of fucking drinking that whole weekend. There's a guy who comes up from Ottawa. Shout out to the homie Ryan. This fucker, all he does all weekend, me and him, is we talk about good music, we drink good beer, and we laugh our ass off at some of the dumbest shit imaginable. And we usually do some very dumb shit that's very fucking funny as well. And on top of the fact, this was the first year my nephew actually came to the races, and all of us were like, oh, how's he going to react to like the loud noise and shit? Had a blast. Running across the Canadian Tire Bridge each time the cars went by to see them go by and shit. It was so sweet to my heart. It was so good to see. But it was just a really good weekend. Good ender to the summer. Fireworks. We walked the track one night. But the one thing that I did... Oh, my phone fell in my pocket. The one thing that I actually did I don't really do ever is I sung while playing guitar. Not only did I sing while I played guitar, apparently I actually sounded pretty good, which I don't fucking believe, but I was very intoxicated, and everyone I was playing with were just as intoxicated as me. But I did one thing that I fucking never do, and I actually, in front of all these people I haven't seen in 3 years and shit, I ballsed up and actually played a couple of my original songs to these people. And they got good reviews from my friend group that will literally, if I have a bad song, they're the first ones to say you're a fucking idiot, don't ever play that again. They said it was good. I had Ottawa Ryan and his family saying that sounds really good, and even strangers that just came to the fire, they said it was really good. So it was a really good feeling to actually play my songs and it actually getting a good review, you know. It actually went so good. Ottawa Ryan, I'm just going to keep calling him Ottawa Ryan. He wants me to actually start putting him on YouTube like Zach Bryan did. If you guys don't know who Zach Bryan is, he's a 26-year-old kid who just started uploading songs to YouTube. Now he has an album with 35 songs on it because he got signed to Warner Brothers. And then he came out with a 6-song EP. And he's saying, I'm retiring. Because he never wanted to be, he just wanted to post his songs on YouTube and have fun. He never wanted to be like a pro with it. And you know, when it comes to me actually uploading the songs to YouTube and shit, I mean, I'm thinking about it. It's nerve-wracking because I'm not a good singer, and I literally said that to everyone, dude, I don't fucking sing. And they're like, just do it anyways. Like, people don't really, like, some people literally just listen to these songs just for the lyrics, just to understand it, hear you strumming and shit. Which is cool. I respect that. But, to me, like, especially a few of the songs I played, they're, I don't know. They're personal to me. You know, like every musician says they're personal to them. But to me, it's just like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like, I don't want to release it for everybody to hear, you know? It's just one of those things where it's like, you know, if you're lucky enough to be there when I play it, it's like, it's there. And you got to hear an original one of my things, and it'll stay with you, hopefully. Or, like, you know, you'll want to come back to the fire the next night and hear it again. Or, you know, you'll want me to keep writing or something like that. That was the biggest thing. A lot of people are like, you got to keep writing. And if I start uploading to YouTube and shit, let's say I actually got a following. Well, I fucking, like, write maybe 2 songs every, like, 8 months. Like, I get a lot of writer's block. I'm very picky when it comes to my songs. And I will finish a song and never play it again because I fucking like, yep, nope, I don't like it. So, it's one of those things where it's like, I really want to, but at the same time, it's just like, it's like a very personal thing to me, and how do I explain it? It's just kind of like, I've gone away from, if you notice on my social medias, I've gone away from posting a lot, which a lot of people are like, dude, you have a fucking podcast, post every chance you can, but I've gone away from that. I've gone away from posting on my Snapchat to all my friends and my Instagram and stuff. I've gone away from all that. And because I've learned you can post all the fuck you want, but you miss a lot when you're kind of filming behind your phone all the goddamn time, which I used to do. I used to try to film as much as I could and try to live my fucking best life, if you would. And I kind of stopped. I just kind of like lived in the moment. That's kind of how I look at like when I'm playing these songs for these people. It's like I can put it on YouTube for everyone to hear, but it's like I like playing it in the moment and seeing the people's reaction, if that makes any sense. So, yeah, I'll probably post them. I don't know. If you want to hear these original songs, comment on YouTube and let me know. And I will post as many. Each time I write a song, I'll just post it. If you guys really want to hear, once again, not a professional singer, so it sound like shit. But if you guys actually want to hear these songs, I'll fucking post it for you, you know. For the Honestly Lazy fans, I would definitely do it for you guys because you guys are the reason why I do anything when it comes to content or anything. So if you guys want it, then I will do it for you. Oh yeah, and the last week, family camping trip. Haven't done that in 3 years either. So we decided we finally got the family camping trip. Got to see everybody. The only annoying thing was Moss Sport, and then the weekend after, I'm in a tent again, camping again. God damn, it was a lot. But we got it all done. Back into my apartment, get to sleep in my bed this weekend, and I just kind of keep on keeping on, you know. But yeah, sorry I've been gone for 3 weeks. I hate going off the top of my head because I feel like I'm missing so much. But you know what? Fuck it. Down the road when I have somebody on, I'll remember one of these things and we'll bring it back. I guess I don't know. But yeah, welcome. We're going to keep it rolling. On to the next segment. The YouTube boxing world. Holy shit, what a ride for the past 3 weeks. I will say, first thing I'm going to say, KSI. Everyone was so hyped about KSI beating those two guys. He didn't fight the guy who is a racist. He didn't end up fighting him. He was out. So he ended up fighting, I think, another YouTuber and shit. And everyone's praising KSI for these 2 wins. 2 in one night. This man's a god, blah, blah, blah. He's what, like, YouTube content creating is, like, I'm just going to stop you right there. KSI fucking boxed nobodies. He did nothing. To me, KSI, okay, you did beat these 2 guys. Bravo, good for you. But these should not fucking count as 2 wins on your record. Maybe 1.5. No, you know what? 1.2. Because you fucking boxed a goddamn rapper who had 0 boxing experience and you fucked him up. And you're like, I am the champ. I'm the greatest boxer. You won your first 2 fights, and they were kind of bullshit. They were kind of bullshit, man. You fucking, like, you can call yourself a boxer, but dude, you haven't proved shit to me that you are a real fucking boxer. You're a content boxer. You guys are fucking nowhere near. I watched fucking Gibb knock out McBroom. Good for Gibb. That was not a sarcastic clap. He fucking dummied that man. That man is on his way. You ask me. If you ask me, I've said it before and I'll say it again. KSI showed his true fucking colors when he didn't take fucking Jake Paul, boxed him at that ring. He wants a bigger ring. He wants more people to see it. Bullshit. He just wants more fucking money. He's not in this shit for anything but to make easy fucking money. Because if he gets knocked out, he makes a lot of money. If he wins, he makes even more money. KSI, like all the other content, I think Gibb is in this shit for real, trying to really fuck shit up. He's really trying. But people like Jake Paul, Logan Paul, KSI, fucking all those type of Deji, Deji won. I gotta say, congratulations to Deji finally winning a fucking fight. KSI's little brother. That guy's now 1 in 3. Like, he was not on a good fucking track, and he's kept getting fucking hurt and kept getting beaten. So I gotta say, congrats to Deji you fucking won your fight and you did good. Very proud of you. KSI is proud of you. That man, definitely needed a W because he keeps on losing, But, Gibb knocked his ass out. Good for him. I haven't been paying attention too much to the content creators just because their pay-per-views are getting way too out of fucking hand. And, you know, they're content creators. But let's get into the one thing here, ladies and gentlemen, that everyone's been waiting, or everyone it has been talking about and everyone's excited for. Jake Paul, the fucking bullshit child. The guy who fucking keeps winning when everyone says he's gonna lose. He has announced his next person that, and I know I'm very late to this, so everyone already knows, but I'm going to pretend like none of you know who he's fighting. Jake Paul has announced his next fight. He will be fighting KSI apparently in the new year, but he has to fight someone because Madison Square Garden's like, fuck, the gods are like, fuck you, you're not fighting here because you can't sell the fucking enough tickets. He is fighting at the end of the month. Fuck, you already know. I was going to do a drum roll, but you already know. He is fighting Anderson the Spider Silva, the old UFC GOAT. The man that is good. This is definitely someone that Jake Paul. This is definitely a big old challenge for Jake, and I think it's gonna be a good fight. I'm gonna watch it. If I'm not I'm gonna watch it. If I'm not busy, I'm gonna watch it because I'm curious to see how Jake Paul is going to do against Anderson Silva. Now, Anderson Silva, you can kind of classify as washed up. You can put him up there with Tyrone Woodley and fucking Ben Askren. The only thing is, out of all the guys that Jake Paul has fought, this guy is definitely the best challenge for him yet. This man is a great, I watched Anderson Silva when I was 13 years old. I watched him fight Forrest Griffin for the second time and punch his ass out. I was in a bar when he snapped his ankle. That was fucking disgusting too, by the way. Oh my god. Like, when they slow-mo'd it, I remember right when it snapped, the whole bar just screamed, oh, it was fucking terrifying. I was there when I've literally seen this man get out of some weird things, but that's the thing with with Mr. Anderson Silva. Everyone, he is still boxing. He's been kickboxing though. I keep saying KSI. Anderson Silva has one fuck of a kick. He has a great punch. I've literally seen him punch people out. But he's a very strong kicker. I watched him pretty much fucking soccer kick someone in the face to win a fight. On Spike, this was a free UFC live event on Spike on a Saturday. It was just, they wanted to do a free night. So we watched it and god damn, I just remember like him just winding up and just out of nowhere, boom, head kick, dropped the guy. Fucking crazy. But the big thing that I'm excited for this fight is, I know I've said it for every fight and I've been wrong. I think Anderson will actually get this guy this time. And on top of the fact, I gotta stop saying KSI. On top of the fact, Anderson Silva is one of the guys who will mock you and put his guard down and be like, swing at me and shit and intimidate the fuck out of you. Which is the reason why he lost one of his fights, because he did it to the guy and he fucking punched him in the face and dropped him and he lost his championship after that. But it'll be very interesting to see him, if he starts doing that to Jake Paul, to see how calm Jake Paul actually can be as a boxer and how much shit he can take in the ring as a boxer. Because before, no one has really been doing that. They take him very seriously. And I feel like Anderson Silva will take him seriously, but he's just so talented as a fighter, he will still mock him. I mean, I have seen Anderson Silva before in the ring, literally getting the shit kicked out of him. Literally, if it went to decision, he was going to lose. But I've literally seen him in the last round take the guy to the fucking ground, do some weird fucking like chokehold or arm bar or something. Looks like he's just moving around like trying to figure him out, like he's standing up, but he's like on the ground with this guy. And next thing you know, you see his legs lock up, his arms lock up, and literally wins the fight. My biggest concern is that he's a very good MMA fighter. You know, he knows everything. It's just like, when it comes to excuse me. When it comes to boxing, it's all arms, you know, but he has been doing the kickboxing, so I can't really talk too much. Either way, I am very excited to finally see Jake Paul fight someone who, yes, you can say is washed up, but still, I don't know how to describe it. Like, he just looks really good still. Like, Anderson Silva still looks good, and it's definitely one of Jake's biggest challenges. So, I'm excited for this fight. I'm excited to see who's going to win it. My prediction is Anderson Silva, third round, knock him out. Feel him out for a bit and knock him out. But I've been wrong every goddamn time, and I will be wrong again. But I hope, like, Silva actually beats this guy. Because Nate Diaz has just retired from UFC and said he wants to do boxing. Jake Paul's already like, yo, you should box me. And here's the thing. Nate Diaz, very good fighter. An amazing fighter. But that man gets punched in the head once, and he fucking bleeds into his own eyeball and fucking can't see out of it. Like, he's still, like, an OG legendary UFC fighter. I will never deny that. I love watching Nate fight. But, I mean, for the love of God, like, boxing is definitely not his forte just because how easy he cuts. He could get kicked out, like, pretty much instantly if Jake just nicks to one side of his eye and he bleeds into his fucking eyeball too much. But in the Jake Paul world, this is going to be his biggest challenge yet. And I actually can't wait to see it because I want to see him get knocked out. And if Silva doesn't do it, then it's just another year of fucking dipshit Jake Paul. It was a shitty podcast. So, I mean, it's been pretty much all over the news. Everybody knows that the Queen has, well, passed away last week from, I'm guessing, just old age. She was sick, and they announced it pretty much instant. I think she died in the morning. They announced it in the afternoon just so her family could go over and see her when she passed away. But it's definitely some news that rocked the world. But, I mean, it rocked in two different kind of ways. So here's the way I've been kind of looking at the Queen as with her passing away. Oh my God. The way I'm kind of looking at it is to the older generations, they know exactly what she did. And like what she did to help out the countries and what she did to help out the wars. And for people like my grandparents and stuff, it was like a big deal that she died, and it was like an RIP type of thing. Now, to my generation, unfortunately, we don't really know what the Queen honestly did. I am one of those people that, honestly, like, the Queen passing away was just kind of like, I'm trying to say it without being mean. It was just like, it wasn't shocking. She lived an amazing life. She was like 96 when she passed away. So it's not like she lived a bad life, and she did a lot while she was Queen of England, and she, like, you know, like she passed away, but she did a lot. And even throughout the internet and throughout YouTube and stuff, I'm starting to see, like, you know, highlight reels of her sense of humor and stuff like that. And I really, like, I love her sense of humor. She was actually a very funny lady. But until she passed away, I really didn't know too much about her. I'm sorry. I know it's a mean thing to say, but I'm a young pup, and I just didn't know too much about her. So, like, her passing away, I was like, well, that sucks. But at the same time, I'm like, well, I mean, yeah. But a lot of people were surprised about how my generation was reacting to it via, like, Twitter and the memes and all type of stuff. A lot of memes about Princess Diana meeting her at the gates with a 2x4, which I thought was kind of funny because honestly, I feel like she did have something to do with her death, but it's like old news at this point. But I remember I was like on Twitter and stuff, and like even like fucking Keemstar, the asshole of like Twitter and the drama alert fucking idiot, was even like, oh, I'm so disappointed in this fucking generation shit. Like, shut the fuck up. You've said so much savage shit and so much dumb shit on the internet. Like, you cannot talk. But, you know, like, a lot of people were surprised about how the Young Bucks were reacting to it. And, I mean, in my honest opinion, not surprised at all. Like, this is the world that we live in, where once shit happens, it just turns into a fucking meme, you know? So, like, I wasn't too surprised. And some of them were fucking savage. Someone actually posted on Indeed. I have it right here. My buddy Johnny sent me a little thing on the Instagram. Someone posted a job posting on Indeed. And for the people who don't know what Indeed is, it's a website where you go on and it's pretty much where I have found my last 2 jobs, actually. So, it's just a place where you find jobs. And someone went on there and created a job posting pretty much saying, needing a queen immediately. It says Queen of England, urgently needed. Now the pay is 175 to 195 pounds a week, and it's full time, day shift, and overtime. You know, like, these are the type of things that it's a joke. Is it too soon? Probably, but, you know, in this day and age, it's like go, 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 go. Once something happens, everyone's talking about it, everyone's making memes about it. It's like fucking Jake Paul knocks out the basketball player, and within 5 minutes, there is already memes about it all over the internet. This is the generation we live in, and I mean, was it savage? Yes. I'm sorry. Was it funny? Yes. It was like, I saw memes I was even laughing at, but like, that's my fucked up sense of humor. It is still sad that the queen passed away, and it sucks that she did, but honestly, she lived a very good life. So let's just leave it at that. She lived a very, very, very good life, and I gotta say cheers to her for living this life, and, you know, on to the next life, I guess. But something happened throughout the whole world where they were announcing a holiday for her funeral that is on Monday. And it was really funny in this part of the conversation when they announced there might be a holiday to mourn her on the day of her funeral. Where pretty much the same people who were making these memes and shit were like, oh my god, I get a holiday. I take back everything I said. I actually saw people saying thank you to the Queen for dying. But in Canada, now I know New Zealand said they're going to make it like a holiday and shit like that. But in Canada, our government did things a little bit differently. So in Canada, we do get a holiday on the Monday. But it's only a federal fucking holiday, which means if you don't work in government, you still have to go to fucking work. Which, I mean, I was like, what the fuck, really? Why is it a federal fucking holiday and shit like that? But at the same time, it's like, damn, all these motherfuckers who were making the memes and shit were like hoping for that holiday, and they still have to work. Well, I mean, you were a savage asshole. And, you know, like, you can even say I didn't post, like, RIP to the Queen or anything like that. I didn't post anything that day. So, I mean, you could say I'm a savage for not even saying RIP to the Queen and shit like that. But, like, when it comes down to it, I'm a human being. And if there was a chance to take the Monday off, I would definitely probably take it. And I was angry for probably 2 seconds. And I was like, we just had a fucking long weekend. We just had Memorial Day. But this is where the funny fucking part is. It's only government. Like, Justin Trudeau, our great dumbass fucking prime minister, I'm pretty sure just got back from holidays. Like, spending our money probably on a fucking nice vacation when our like country's like crumpling to like bullshit to like you know, the average living prices keep going up, and he's like, yeah, everything's going up. Time to go on a vacation, you know? And now he's like, I'm going to give myself another fucking day off. Same with Doug Ford. Doug Ford's actually been underneath the radar. I haven't seen too much about him, you know? Just wait till the next snowstorm in the wintertime. He'll be out there with that fucking foot-long shovel, fucking shoveling and advertising Tim Hortons while he does it while fucking on a phone and driving. But, I mean, I just always see it kind of funny that the government gives themselves, like, the extra days, holidays and shit. It's like, oh, fuck yourselves. You guys, like, got into politics, you guys should be working every single day. And I'm not saying politics don't work every single day. I'm saying Justin Trudeau, I guarantee you, doesn't work every single fucking day because he keeps taking vacations with his fucking family. So, I don't know. I was kind of bitter with the whole government just kind of being like, yeah, we're gonna take a day off, but all you fucking people that aren't in government, you keep working. Da, ba, da, ba, da. You know, I don't know. They just pretty much was like, oh, nice. So I gotta still bust my ass off while you fucking fat fuck Doug Ford and dumb fuck Trudeau are at Timmy's buying coffees. Now, if you want my honest opinion, and this is just straight off the top of my head, if you want my honest opinion about the civil holiday and like the Queen's, passing away and like, do we really need a holiday? Oh, this is gonna be. Yeah. I really don't think we need a holiday to mourn her death. Like, it depends how you represent the Queen. The way I look at it, okay, so the way I look at it, and I know everyone would just take advantage of it anyways, but on Monday, if you want to stay home and mourn the Queen's death, you're allowed to do it, no questions asked. If you have a sick day, take it. If you don't have a sick day, you don't get paid for it. That's the way I kind of look at it. And, you know, the businesses can be pissed off for one fucking day. Factories, GM can be pissed off for one day because they aren't hitting their numbers and shit. That's the way I kind of look at it. But if you don't really care, or like, you know, you're like me who's just like, I don't know what she really did, so I'm going like, it's a sad thing, but it's like, doesn't affect my life at all, really. You should still go to work. I mean, like when they were announcing it, they said they were going to announce it on Thursday, and everyone at my work was like, oh my god, I'm so excited, we're going to get a day off. I'm like, I had hopes, but honestly, it's probably for the better that we all just kind of go to work, because you still gotta work. It's like, you know, life goes on. Like, if she was your family and shit, yeah, you get a day off. But I mean, like, my generation doesn't know what the Queen did, so yeah, get your fucking ass to work. But yeah, so I mean, the government gets another day off. I mean, was surprised. It seems like they're always taking days off, and I still gotta work. Well, whatever, not a big deal. And you know, R.I.P. to the Queen. I'm not good at talking about death and shit. I blew it with the Norm Macdonald episode, so, you know, just deal with it. R.I.P. to the Queen. You did a lot of great things, and you lived a great life. Now it's time for your... See, I don't even know who's next. The King Charles. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know too much about it. So R.I.P. to the Queen. And I know everyone's pretty upset about, you know, summer ending. I mean, I was kind of upset. This summer fucking was brutal for me in this little apartment with no AC. I mean, if you look at the old episodes throughout the whole summer, I'm just fucking sweating buckets the whole goddamn time. I was not at all having fun making content in this room, but I wanted to because people kept asking me to do it. But, you know, it's getting a wee bit colder out, a wee bit sweater weather, and I love sweater weather, so I'm pretty excited for it. Once October hits, it'll be fucking fantastic sweater weather, which means perfect weather to go skate in. It sucks when you eat shit, but at least you get to wear a sweater while you do it. But, my phone just went off. Who was messaging me? But the one thing I've really been noticing is the shows. This is the best part about fall. You know, everyone's like, oh, it's winter weather, all the leaves are going to die and shit. Fucking let them die. The TV shows are all back. Rick and Morty just started their new season. The second episode? I've watched the first two episodes, and let's just talk about Rick and Morty for a second. Fucking, like, this season is a very surreal season. I'm not going to spoil too much for you, but the first episode, Rick, Morty, and Jerry all go back to their original universes, which is a very fucking weird thing to see, especially when you've been watching since the beginning. You kind of forget some of the things that happen. Like, last season, you find out that that Rick's story he tells the fucking flies when he has them in his own brain is actually true. You find out that he's actually looking for a Rick this whole time, trying to kill him who killed his family. And this season, it starts off with him going after that Rick again. Which, by the way, you barely hear about this Rick. You hear about the Rick maybe in 3 scenes you see him throughout the whole fucking series so far. And now he's back because, well, spoiler alert, Evil Morty destroyed all the universes or something. He did something. He destroyed the timeline when he left. And it's kind of cool and it's kind of weird to see where the show is going now. It's definitely feeling like it's going back to the older seasons where there isn't like a big storyline. Like the second episode was just a random episode. The one thing I am noticing about Rick and Morty is that the newer seasons aren't as funny as the old ones. The old ones I'd laugh my ass off for fucking hours, just for the pure stupidity. But the new seasons are getting a little bit more serious, and I feel like they're writing really smart scripts, like scripts that have meaning and shit, which they always kind of did, but there was a lot of laughter in between, where like the second episode was like, holy shit, this is just like fucking nuts, like for how crazy the episode was in a way. It wasn't that crazy. Like, it wasn't like, oh, mind-blowing or anything. But the way the script was written and what was going on throughout the whole episode, where Morty's stuck in the Roy game and Rick's trying to get him out of it. The things that the characters are saying in the Roy game are fucking real. And it's like, god damn, this isn't the Rick and Morty I fell in love with, Justin Roiland came out with a show called Solar Opposites, and if you want to go back to the old Rick and Morty style, watch Solar Opposites. I was actually talking to a buddy at work, and he thinks himself that Solar Opposites is better than Rick and Morty, and I'm kind of on the fence. They both have their ways of being better, but if you just want to laugh your ass off, it's definitely Solar Opposites nowadays. The new seasons of Rick and Morty are more kind of like anime, but like real. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing at all. I'm just kind of saying it's fucking different from what I used to watch when it was Rick and Morty, like season 1 and season 2. So, but another show that's coming out in November. I think it's November. Yellowstone. What a fucking shitty last season that was, ladies and gentlemen. If you have never watched Yellowstone, I would highly recommend it. For everybody, I don't care who you are, except for very young children, because it's kind of gory. But if you need a new show, check out Yellowstone. I've talked about it before in the podcast, but that last season was fucking terrible. Nothing really had an ending. They just kind of like ended the season. You're like, there's so many things that still need to be answered. But the trailer for this season is all will be revealed. So, that means that we're going to have everything revealed, hopefully in a badass way. Usually they're pretty good at being the badasses that they are, but that last season, they fucking blew it. And I know some shows like, we need one season like this. I feel like Yellowstone never had to take this route, but they did, of just like, it was just fucking boring. And then they randomly killed a character that I liked, and I was like, what the fuck? So, the new season is ever going to be different. There's new characters coming in. Some characters, I'm like, fucking kill them off. I don't care. They're boring anyways. But it's definitely going to be an interesting season. And if they're going to... And I swear to God, if it's like this... Like, the first 15 minutes this last season was really good. If they do... If they do exactly what they did with the last season, where the first episode's good and then the rest is shit, I'm done with Yellowstone. I don't care if Ryan Bingham's in it and I love his music. I'm fucking done with it. But I've also been watching The Patient... Steve Carell's show, where he plays a therapist that gets kidnapped by his patient, and pretty much the patient is trying to tell him, or trying to make him help him, so he stops killing people. Yeah, that's kind of a twist. He's a killer, and he brings Steve Carell into his basement. And he kind of, they just have sessions. Now, this show is a very interesting show to me because it's It's kind of like Reservoir Dogs, that movie, where it's all pretty much shot in the same room. Which to me, especially in TV shows, is a big no-no. A fucking bottle episode, I will usually skip that shit. I get it, you're trying to save money on production so you can do bigger and better things later on. But for fuck's sakes, man, I hate the bottle episodes. Now, some shows do it really good, some shows do it really bad. For instance, Community, when they're looking for a pen. Great example of a good way to do it. BoJack Horseman, when his mom dies. Fucking terrible way to do it. Just 45 minutes of boredom. Another bad example, Stewie Griffin and Brian from Family Guy locked in the safe, just having a conversation. Fucking boring as shit. Just be funny. You guys, like, all these shows are trying to be, like, real now. Like, especially Family Guy. Family Guy's gone fucking downhill, and I don't care what anybody says. It is dog shit now. If you want a good show, American Dad, when it comes to Seth MacFarlane. That's a great show. But Family Guy's just gone fucking downhill, and it's just a money grab. The Simpsons I haven't watched in years. So, you know, don't listen to me about The Simpsons. But The Patient does a really good job of somehow keeping it in the same room, and the camera angles and the script just kind of keeps you fastened in for some reason. I don't know. I want to look up some reviews on The Patient and see what other people are saying, but for me, and this is a guy who needs a lot of action or like a lot of laughs during a show, for how they shoot the show and pretty much how every episode is a bottleneck, this is definitely a show that everyone should fucking check out. It's very good, and I love it. I love the show. It's just a mini series though, so it'll be over. I'm hoping, yeah, it'll be a 10 episode thing. That's the thing. What happened to like 24 episode shows? You know, they're like Friends, like all the old 90s shows and shit. 24 episodes per season. Like fucking, what was the one show I was watching? Prison Break. Prison Break was 24 or 20 episodes, hour-long episodes. I feel like people are just getting lazy and there's bullshit excuses. Less episodes means more creativity, where it's just like, no, fucking, you guys are just lazy. I've never wrote a show, so I'm just going to be that guy who's like, I've never done it, but you guys just need to do better. But you guys need to do fucking better. They used to do 24 episodes, and now you're down to 10. And like, the biggest thing is shows will just fucking take breaks. They'll release, like, Rick and Morty is legendary for doing 5 episodes and taking like a fucking 6-month break. And on top of the fact that Rick and Morty makes you wait like 2 years, well, they used to. They're good now, but they used to make you wait 2 fucking years to do 5 episodes and take a break for 6 months. Fuck that. Like, you have a cult following like you do for Rick and Morty, and you make us wait after 5 episodes thinking, ooh, we're so great. Fuck you. Release the episodes. Oh. But with the fall, it just means good TV shows. And yeah. I cannot wait to see what else is going to be coming out. I don't know what else is coming out. But I got all Disney Plus. I got Disney Plus. I've got Disney Plus, Netflix, and Amazon Prime. So I'm good for pretty much everything. So let the winter begin, and let's get some good fucking shows going. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I think that'll do it for this week's episode of the Honestly Lazy Podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you didn't, then you're just a fucking mean person, and you just need to No, I'm just joking. If you didn't like it, it's not for you. I mean, it's just it's pretty much the Honestly Lazy Podcast. It's a show, or the show about nothing. It's like the Seinfeld of podcast, but I'm sure everyone says that about their podcast. But I sit in a room by myself. I need to text B. Warrens and see when the hell he's coming back on. But if you made it this far in the video or on Spotify, please follow. Give me a follow. Give me a listen. Give me a download. Give me a like on YouTube. I don't know if Spotify really works, but give me a download. Do whatever the hell you gotta do to show your support. Leave comments. You know, leave whatever the hell you want. Mean, nice, likes. Don't dislike. That hurts my feelings. I mean, you don't see it anymore anyways on YouTube, but still, I know you disliked it. Yeah, until next time, which is going to be next week, hopefully. It's your boy Stick. I'm out. Peace.
Honestly Lazy Podcast.